Hi, it's Pastor Luke, and today is Friday the 27th of March. This is my third weekly update, and it looks like we're going to be doing updates for a little bit longer yet. We are complying with the mayor's hunker down order, which I'm sure you've heard about. We're all hunkering down, maintaining social distancing, and doing all the other things to help put an end to the coronavirus. So that includes our church. We're not going to be open for worship on Sunday, but we will be worshiping online. We're going to be worshiping by way of the Facebook Live feature that we used last week. We're going to be doing that again this week. And you can find the connection details and everything else online at jlp.church. We're trying to drive everything we can to jlp.church. So if you've got any questions about what we're doing, you can go to jlp.church and get instructions. We have two other things that are ways we're trying to leverage technology during this crisis to help us to stay connected as a church. One of them is the church e-newsletter. If you haven't signed up for that, I encourage you to do so, because that's a weekly list of all the things that are going on in the church and the ways that you can participate in them. The other thing that we're doing is a prayer email. It's a separate list because they're different audiences. But if you'd like to sign up for either one, contact the church, contact me, or phone the church, and I'll get some information to you. And in fact, I would just encourage you to phone me if you've got any technical questions. I may not be able to answer them, but I can probably find somebody who can. So if you want to know how to participate in one of our Zoom calls or something like that, just give me a call and I'll see what I can do to help you. We are doing two things with Zoom, I mentioned. One of them is a Bible study. This upcoming Tuesday, we're going to have a Bible study with a Zoom conference call. We tried that this past week and it worked pretty well, so we're going to do it again next week. We're also going to do something on Thursday with the service of morning prayer. That's something the Presbyterians, and I'm sure the Methodists too, also do, but usually we don't observe that in our church. But we're going to do it this Thursday with the Zoom conference, and then Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. we're going to have our Bible study on the Zoom conference. So those are two ways we can stay connected together as a church. I'm going to close with this thought. I'm preaching this week on Luke chapter 21, and in it Jesus is walking around in the temple and teaching people, and some people comment to him. They look at the temple and they see these beautiful stones, the precious stones, and the beautiful gifts that are dedicated to God. And Jesus says, well, don't get used to it, because it's not going to be here forever. And we'll talk more about that on Sunday. But I was just thinking as I read this, that's kind of true of our way of doing worship. I think it's very easy for us to think of worship as connected to a place or a particular set of rituals or things that are kind of that comfortable, homey thing. And Jesus sometimes, for his own reasons, says, yeah, but that's not going to be the way it's going to go on. So I think part of what we do is we realize Jesus is the head of the church and we are the body of Christ. And so we take our cues from him. And I'm sure that he will help us to be church together as he's helping the 300,000 other churches in our country. And I have no idea how many churches around the world as we all deal with this global pandemic. Jesus is still the head of the church. And even when the things that we're used to, the things that we're impressed by about our church or churches in general, Jesus knows that we will still be church together even when those things are not available to us. So let's be church together this Sunday, and then in the week ahead. This is Pastor Luke talking to you on Friday the 27th, and look forward to doing it again in person sometime before too long. Bye.